Arsenal's nightmare Champions League draw, including PSG rematch and reunion with club icon Arsenal, could potentially face 8 tough opponents in the Champions League as Mikel Arteta's squad await the league phase draw. Arsenal are aiming to go one step further in the Champions League after agonizingly losing the final last season. Mikel Arteta's side were a penalty shootout away from winning the trophy for the first time in the club's history. The Gunners have made a positive start to their Premier League title defense and will want to be just as impressive in European competition. Arsenal topped the previous league phase with a perfect winning record, which included notable victories over Bayern Munich, Atletico Madrid, and Inter Milan. In the Champions League knockout rounds, Arteta's team knocked out Bayer Leverkusen, Sporting CP, and Atletico on their way to the final. The club will hope their new signings can finally get Arsenal over the line after ultimately coming up short against Paris Saint-Germain, despite holding the European champions to a 1-1 draw after extra time. However, Arteta's squad could face a potentially tricky path to the knockout stages ahead of the Champions League draw on Thursday. Football. London takes a closer look at the toughest 8 opponents the Gunners could be pitted against during the league phase. As Arsenal cannot face another English side, the Gunners only have 6 potential Pot 1 opponents, with Manchester City and Liverpool joining them as top seeds. However, there are still no easy options on the list, with Inter Milan and the La Liga trio of Barcelona, Real Madrid and Atletico among the possible matchups. However, PSG remain the team to beat in European football, with Luis Enrique's side successfully retaining the Champions League trophy. The French club have remarkably added to their formidable attacking options, bringing in Monaco's Magnus Akliouche, Ajax's Mika Götze and Ferran Torres from Barcelona this summer. While being drawn against PSG would allow Arteta's team an early rematch of the Champions League final, Enrique's side remained the most challenging side in Pot 1. Meanwhile, Bayern Munich were unlucky not to face Arsenal in Budapest after pushing PSG to their limit in their semi-final TIs, and would be another tough side to face. The German champions, who are spearheaded by England captain Harry Kane, eliminated Real Madrid in the quarter-finals last season, while their 5-4 first-leg defeat to PSG will live long in the memory. Historically, Bayern have won 8 and drawn 3 of their 15 meetings with Arsenal, but Arteta's team would be encouraged by their 3-1 victory last November. Borussia Dortmund possess significant Champions League pedigree, last reaching the final in 2024. The German side underperformed last season, losing in the knockout playoff round to Atalanta. However, a potential away trip to the Westfalenstadion could prove to be an intimidating occasion for Arsenal. The Gunners hold a slight historical advantage over Dortmund, having won 4 and drawn 1 of their 8 head-to-head meetings. Similarly, Porto could prove a stern test for the Gunners. Francesco Farilli's squad recently stormed to the league title, losing only 2 games in 34 matches. In Europe, the Portuguese giants were narrowly defeated by Nottingham Forest in the Europa League quarter-finals last term. However, the club are accustomed to huge Champions League nights, last playing Arsenal in the round of 16 during the 2023-24 campaign. Napoli finished second in Serie A last season, falling short of defending the league title. Massimiliano Allegri has replaced Antonio Conte as manager, ensuring that an experienced coach remains in the dugout. Former Manchester United midfielder Scott McTominay has become a hero in Naples, while Kevin De Bruyne also remains part of the Italian club squad. The Gunners have only faced Napoli twice in their history, with both sides claiming 2-0 victories during the 2013-14 group stage. Bodo or Glimt slot into Pot 3 after the Norwegian side overcame Dutch outfit NEC Nijmegen in their playoff clash. Kjetil Knutsen's squad recently surpassed expectations by reaching the last 16 of the Champions League, securing victories over Man City, Atletico, and Inter. Arsenal, who played Bodo or Glimt during the 2022-23 Europa League, will not want to add their name to the club's growing list of notable scalps. Como are set to make history as the Italian side embark on their first ever European campaign, having finished fourth in Serie A. Former Arsenal icon Cesc Fabregas, who clocked up 303 appearances for the Gunners, has been in charge of Como for almost 3 years, and previously oversaw the club's promotion from Serie B in 2024. It has been a rapid rise for Como, whose summer signings include Chelsea defender Trevoh Chalobah and veteran striker Alvaro Morata. Lens are also heading into the Champions League after a historic season. The club finished second in Ligue 1, and also clinched the Coupe de France trophy for the first time. It remains to be seen how Lens will fully adapt to losing key players and manager Pierre Sage this summer, but the side could still earn some shock results during the league phase.